going to go through 6 things that I think are important to consider as you're putting a song list together. The first thing I'm going to talk about are the Vineyard worship values. You may or may not have heard about these. They are intimacy, integrity, passion, accessibility, and kingdom expectation. So I'll just quickly talk about each one, and then they will come up again in the other things that I'm going to share. Intimacy. So this is a key part of Vineyard worship. We don't just want to sing songs about God. You know, we do some of that, but we want to have those spaces where we're singing songs to God, where it's just me and Jesus, and we're kind of have that space to be intimate, to say, I love you, I want to be here with you. Integrity, that's about coming as we are, bringing our whole selves, not trying to be someone we're not. Passion, we want to show that passion in the way that we worship, and that will look different from person to person. Some people might dance, that's not really me, but you can still express passion through the way that you sing, through connecting with the lyrics. You might want to raise your hands if you're not playing an instrument. There's different ways that we can show passion and encourage the congregation to be passionate in worship, because they will do what they see modelled as well. So it's important that the people leading worship do that with passion. The fourth is accessibility, and I'm going to talk a bit about that later on and some practicalities of that. But basically, we want people to engage. It's not a performance, it's not about us, it's about engaging the congregation, creating that space for them to meet with God. And the last one, kingdom expectation. We believe that God is present and that his kingdom can break in. We might see healing, we want to see change. We want people to experience that touch from God whilst they're worshipping. Okay, so that's the Vineyard worship values. The second thing I'm going to talk about is creating a flow through the songs that you choose. Some of you might have heard us talk about this before if you've been in the worship team for a while, but there's a kind of 3 simple categories of songs that we talk about. The first is the invitation to worship. So we want to start with a song that reminds everyone we are here to worship. This is what we're doing, and it's a kind of opportunity to sing congregationally. So it's not the me and Jesus, it's us coming together. And it just helps people if they've come from, you know, thinking about other things. Maybe they've had a stressful morning. Maybe they're not too sure about being there this morning. We want an easy way for them to ease into worship. So an example would be, here for you, we welcome you with praise. So we're singing as a congregation, we're here to worship you, basically. Then the second category of song is revelation. So this is songs that talk about who God is. It's easier to worship God if we know first who he is and what he's done, and then that leads us to worship. So these are songs with some good theology in, talking about the cross, talking about God's faithfulness. The example would be Great Things. So, O hero of heaven, you conquered the grave, you free every captive and break every chain. So we're singing about who God is, what he's done. And then the third category leads on from this, it's our response. And these are more kind of personal and intimate songs. Might be something like Nothing Else, or Holy and Anointed One. We're singing to God, and it's a bit more about my relationship with God. Okay, so first, Vineyard values. Second, creating that flow. Third, theology. And I have 3 things to say about theology. The first is that we worship a triune God, so the Trinity. So it's good to have songs about God the Father, about Jesus, and about the Holy Spirit. The second thing is the cross is so central. I probably wouldn't put a worship set together, a 25-minute set, without the cross being mentioned in one of the songs. I think it's really key. And then the third thing I want to say is that in the Vineyard we have a theology that is the now and the not yet of the kingdom. So that kind of ties in with those worship values of kingdom expectation and integrity. So we expect that God can heal, and we invite God's presence to be with us, but it's not a name it and claim it type of a healing. It's not down to us to make the healing happen. We invite God and he does what he does. So that's the kind of now and not yet of the kingdom. And some streams of songs are a bit more kingdom now rather than now and not yet. So just need to be aware of that and choosing songs that reflect our theology. Okay, so that's the third thing, theology. The fourth is accessibility in practice. And I've done a few videos on this kind of theme about congregational key, things like that. So I normally say that the main part of the song should be between C and C. So if you can pick songs between that octave, especially the chorus, then it's going to be easy for men and women to sing. So if you're not sure, then just get a few people to sing with you and see how easy they find it without doing a harmony to sing the tune. The second is simple songs. I wouldn't choose a song with 4 verses and 2 bridges and then do another song like So Will I that has loads of segments. I think I'd probably just pick one more complicated song and the rest easier, because I really want the congregation to be able to sing. There might be new Christians, there might be non-Christians, like people who haven't done church before, and yeah, the simpler the song, the easier it's going to be for them to engage. Saying in mind, easy doesn't necessarily mean like old school, because the music that people listen to today might be kind of syncopated and have different rhythms in than maybe they did 30 years ago. So yeah, it doesn't have to be on the beat simple, but just simple in terms of lyrically. And repetitive is good. And on that theme, not too many new songs. I would, if I'm choosing 4 songs, I wouldn't do more than one that is not so familiar to the congregation. And if I was doing a new song, I make sure the rest of the songs are really familiar, because again, I just want them to engage. And we have to remember most of them are not musicians, so they're not going to pick up songs as easily as maybe we would in the worship team. And even when I do a new song, I wouldn't necessarily do the whole of the new song the first time. I might just do the chorus, and then next time add in another section, and then the next time do the whole song. And then the last thing on accessibility is a lot of Christian songs are written at around 72 beats per minute in 4/4, so 1, 2, 3, 4. If you do a whole 25 minutes of songs like that, then anyone who is not like a real worship person will probably fall asleep or just struggle to remain engaged. I mean, your worship people will worship whatever, but it's good to just mix up the tempo in terms of the time signature and the speed. So I'll show you a bit of what I mean. I'm going to do 4 songs, not a whole lot, just a little bit of 4 songs that are all 4/4, that's 72. So, I will build my life upon your love. It is a firm foundation. Okay, going into another song. What a God, what a God. What a God, what a God. Okay, going into another song. Break all walls down, Spirit break out, Spirit break out. Heaven come down, 'cause nothing else will do. I just want you. Cool. So those are 4 songs. If you did the whole of those songs and spent 25 minutes, it might just be a bit much for some people. I love to kind of go between songs, and so I might spend the last 10 minutes or so doing that, but I think yeah, 25-30 minutes is a bit much. So what you can do is you can throw in a 6/8 song. So if you don't know what a 6/8 song is, it sounds like, it's your breath in our lungs, so we 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, pour out our praise. It's your breath in our lungs. So it's got quite a different feel to 4. Another one. You turn graves into gardens. Another one. Jesus, we love you. Oh, how we love you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Cool. So those are 6/8 songs, and then you can do a faster song. I would normally, in the first 2 songs, do something that's a bit more up-tempo, and people who engage with that can kind of dance and clap, and so basically anything from Phil Wickham is normally going to fall in that category, like Great Things. Another one that I do is Coming Alive. Your light breaks through the night, we're coming alive, coming alive. Your name breaks every chain, we're coming alive, coming alive. And then Freedom, where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is freedom, there is freedom. Where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is freedom, there is freedom. Cool. So none of those sound particularly upbeat on the piano, but once you've got the drums going, then that can add that bit of variety. Okay, so those are some things around accessibility. I've got 2 more things to share. The 5th is space for intimacy, for those moments that are a bit quieter. And this might look like the band not all playing all the way through, saying to the band, okay, at this point, can you just drop out? We're going to just take it down a bit, have a bit more space. We might see what God's doing in the room. It might be that you pray at that point. You might want to sing something in the Spirit, something that just comes to you. And you don't have to kind of say, okay, it's definitely going to happen at this point, but it's good to know those points in the set where that might happen so that the band are aware. If you've got a talkback mic, it's really nice and easy because you can just tell the band, okay, everyone drop out now, or we're going to go to the 4 and just go between 4 and 1, those chords or whatever. If you don't, then yeah, it's good to have that conversation with the band. Okay, so the last thing I wanted to share is, I'm thinking when I'm putting a set together, what do the congregation need to sing to God right now? Where are they at? What's God doing with them? What's going on? What is going to serve them in this season? And that's different to what songs am I resonating with right now? What songs am I enjoying in my personal times of worship? So if there's a Venn diagram, these are the songs that I'm really resonating with. These are the songs that the congregation are resonating with. Hopefully there is a crossover in the middle where you can kind of pick most of your set. But if I had to choose between songs I'm resonating with and songs the congregation are resonating with, then I would go more that way, more towards what the congregation needs. And I know it's a little bit of a challenge with the whole integrity thing. We don't want to be someone we're not. We do need to bring ourselves, but at the same time we're here to serve the congregation. So I would just lean that way a little bit. And the other thing I'd say on that is, it doesn't just have to be you leading everything. If you've got other vocalists in the band, there might be a song that actually one of them really resonates with, and they can lead really well, and you can do some backing. So yeah, that's a good option as well. So I hope that was all helpful and gives you a bit to think about. I know it's a lot, lots of different things to consider when you're putting set together, and we're not always going to hit every single one as well as we would like, but it's just helpful to be aware of those different factors.